I'm glad you guys are here today for our, Thursday Moxi Live class. We're talking today about something that you all have been waiting a long time for. I got Gene over here. He's hiding. You can see his hand a little bit. Yeah, there he is. But Christian and Terry are here. Michelle's over here too. So we're glad that you guys are here because we're launching our new website. Have you checked it out yet? Have you gone and seen what your personal website looks like? I'm going to show you a preview of it here in just a few minutes, but I want to give you maybe some quick tips on how you can best use the website, how you can share the website, and how you can customize it before you do any of those things. That might be a good concept. We'll spend about 20-25 minutes together talking about these things, and then maybe give you some action items that you can go do to take advantage of the new free website that you have. And gosh, it looks really good, Gene. You guys have been working really hard on it. You know how hard you've been working on it, but I think it does deserve a round of applause.
Great. Yes.
He's been doing a lot of great work on it, and his whole team and marketing team and everybody. So I'm going to share my screen. I just have to stop sharing Donna Summer here, and then we'll be able to go. Oh, there we go. Best of my love. How about it? All right, let's move my Zoom controls and get to kchagent.com. Christian was showing me something cool this morning in KCH Agent. You can now click on Agent Marketing. That brings you to the Agent Marketing Google Drive. Just one click, brought you there. And if you wanted to know where to find those buyer seller books, especially that new seller book, maybe you want to customize your bio and all that to match what we're going to be talking about today, you sure can do that right there. So that's just a little aside. We'll be probably talking more about that in the future. Some of our classes, but we're here on KCH Agent over the weeks. Which one are we going to click on, everybody? Let's say it together. We're clicking on the button that says, yeah, you got it. There you go. So we'll click on it and it'll load up to your main Moxi dashboard. Remember, the first time you log in, you'll have to get that text code from Greenhouse. I happened to log in this morning, so I had already signed me in. I didn't have to do that, but here I am on the main dashboard. And what do you think up here in the top navigation bar is the one that we're looking for? Anybody? Which one do you think it might be? Can we say it together? Website, right? Whoever said engage, you're getting close. You've been to come to a lot of my classes about engage. We're going to shift gears today and talk about your website. So that's the one that we'll click on up here at the top. Now, your website's pretty cool. And so I'm loading this. This is good to load. Remember when you went in and added the administrator access to the website and you clicked on that button to do it, and you went down here to, like my team, and you added a site administrator. Remember that process? Some of you, we had to basically pull out all your teeth to get you to do it. Remember? I remember. And so we're here on this same page, and this is kind of the back end to your website. That's the easy part to remember. Now, I want to just show you before we get too deep into it, just show you what the new website's looking like. So guess what? We didn't have to change URLs, right, G?
Nope, we did not.
It's the same URL, right?
Yep.
What's the URL?
KansasCityHomes.com.
Has it been that way for a long time?
Wow.
Since 2012, right?
2012.
When we switched from Prudential to Better Homes and Gardens. KansasCityHomes.com, everybody. It's the same URL. And I'm going to pull it up and show you what it looks like here just real quickly. There's my agent Braden trying to get it away. There he is. But here's the new website. And it's got actually kind of this interactive little video here. Let's get rid of this little hide zoom controls down here. There you go. So look, you can see this is what the new website looks like, and it's got some drone video in there. If we pull up the tabs up at the top, you can, he just has to be admitted in there. There he goes. All right, you guys, we're getting the hang of it here. But if you look up at the top navigation bar, which I'm just moving things out of the way for the people that are here in person with me, no big deal. But thanks for bearing with us, those of you online. Braden's having a hard time. If you pull up here on the top, you can see all the different tabs where you look at the services and team and about you and all that stuff. We don't have time to go over all these different sections today, but I'd encourage you at the end of class to go in and just play around with the new site and see what it looks like. Look at the agent directory, look at our office page, look at the home search, and start a home search yourself. We talked last week about creating a home search for yourself inside Moxi Engage. And so you're actually, Engage is where you would go to do your home search. We talked about that last week. But when you go to the back end of the website, we click on that website tab, and I'll show you some of that here in just a few minutes. When you scroll down through the page, it has a feature list of properties, a variety of pages based on when they were listed. And we, as the back end, Gene and his team, can go ahead and change what shows up on the featured properties. And guess what? You can do the same thing on your individual agent website. So we're looking at listings and open houses and offices and all that stuff. And that's funny that it has a Taylor Dane video, and it's really just because I'm logged into you. That's hilarious, actually. It doesn't have a Taylor Dane video. She just happens to be. That's really funny. I'm gonna laugh about that all day. We should put her on. That's a good song, But that's really good. So really, it's an expect better video, and I think it's because I'm in YouTube itself that it loaded that way, and I'm logged in, and I have all sorts of saved videos in there for my playlist. That gave me a good laugh. That's pretty good. Don't Rush Me is that song. I'll sing it. It's got a great karaoke version too that I'll give to you sometime. Anyway, here we are. It gives you some list of the agents and stuff like that. So point of the story is this is what our new website looks like. And guess what? It's live. It's out there ready to go. We've been working our butts off to get this ready. Not me, but Gene and his team have been working so hard, Scott and Hank and Casey and her team in marketing. So we've been working really hard to get this live and launched, and it's done. Now, another thing that hasn't changed is your agent URL. And so when you go to, like, let's open up a new tab and go to my website, which is patrickmcdowell.kansascityhomes.com. And yours is going to be very similar, right? Your first name, last name, .kansascityhomes.com. That probably satisfies all of your links. Some of you, if you have a common name, might be something a little bit different. You would know that in, on a one-off example. But that is the URL. When I go to that now, you'll see my individual website. Now, my website is a broker format website or a template, and so it looks just a little bit different than an agent. I'll show you an agent's version here in just a second too. But basically, it allows you to customize it. And that's really what today's class is all about. But it shows you my office's listings, gives you my bio and all sorts of things. So really easy to go in and change those. Let me show you just what, let's look at Jane Boland's website. She's my forever example in class. Great agents in Lee Summit. When I go to her website, it'll load up and look just a little bit different. And she has a different photo in there, and I'll show you how you might be able to change that too if you'd like to, but easy enough to do. So anyway, that's kind of what the websites look like. There's also, see these tabs up at the top where it says about me. I can go into my bio. I can look more into buying and selling, gives you some tips. Over time, you're going to be able to customize those pages as little or as deep as you want to. Maybe you're somebody that just doesn't want to do that. You're not good on the computer doing that stuff. As long as we get your bio updated, then your site's pretty well ready. It's ready to go today, but I think it'd be better if we had your updated bio on it. But other than that, if that's all you did, that'd be fine. Now, on the flip side, if you're somebody that really is good at this stuff, you can get in and customize things. It's very intuitive, easy to use. And if you're somebody that wants to just play around with that and make it a really robust website, you've got that capability too. And guess how much it costs you to do that?
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing, right? So it's a really powerful tool that you have as one of our agents that I tell you, a lot of the companies out there don't offer websites that are as robust as this. And so it really is something that's going to set you apart with the clients that you're competing against other agents for. It's really going to help you look better. What do you think people are doing before they call you when they, when you go and interview for a listing or work with a buyer? Yeah, they're looking you up online, right? So all the content on this website helps to increase what's called your SEO, your search engine optimization. So then you start popping up on Google when somebody searches you, and it's this site versus the Zillow site or Realtor.com site or some other page that you haven't updated your bio. Now, Gene, there's a whole class about updating your bios because that's important to do on all the sites out there. But I'd much rather have my traffic going to my website. Now, at the same time, here's another idea. Are you excited for this one? What if you bought a vanity URL? What if you went out and bought patrickmcdowell.com and had that forward to your new Moxi website? And then you can put that on your just listed, just sold postcards, on your business cards, on all the stuff you're making in Moxi for your flyers and all those things. And then you're driving traffic to this site. So how about it? As a newer agent, I was really stupid, and I started paying like $150 a month for a lead generating website back in the day, like 2013. And I was locked in for like 18 months on the thing. I wasn't making any money either. So that'd be a bad idea to do it. But nobody gave me that advice back then. I'm sure Joanna did, but she, I'm stubborn. I do what I want, right? So I bought the website, and I got traffic to it. That was fine. Well, guess what? This website that we have right here is more robust than what I was paying $150 a month for in 2013, by the way. You think it costs the same right now? It's probably gone up. So anyway, that's my spiel, my sales pitch. you know, drinking the Kool-Aid, I guess you could say, but it is a really good looking website. Let me show you how to customize it. I'm here back on the tab. Remember, we went from roster, which is your main dashboard, and we clicked on website, and we got to this page. We did that at the beginning, remember? When you get up here, really the first thing that I think you should be clicking on is this homepage tab. See this over here on the left-hand side? When you click on homepage, it's a great place to just make sure everything's the way that it should be. And so it's going to load here in a second, and you can change the name of it if you wanted to. But maybe you wanted to change that cover photo, first of all, that one that showed up like right here, this cover photo that shows up easy peasy right there. Let me show you how you can change it. You can really easy, just click the upload or choose an image. There's nothing you would do to mess this up unless you uploaded an image that wasn't the right dimensions. And so it'd be better, you could upload, it says, you know, you confirm that you have the copyright, all that. But what you could also do is look at this image library, the gallery that they have, lots of different home choices. So like the one that Jane used that we saw as an example was a different type of house. You know, some of these are not going to fit, you know, like we don't have row homes here in Kansas City, so you probably wouldn't choose that one. But we do have brick walls, so maybe you'll use that one. I don't know. You know. But let's choose one that maybe looks like, I sold primarily in the Liberty area, and that looks like some of the, historic homes that are in Liberty. And so I could choose that and save that in there if I wanted to. But look, I mean, look at this scroll bar, but don't get nauseous. See how long you can go down and look at all these images to choose for your cover. They won't even load faster than I'm scrolling. So you could choose whatever you want. And then you could choose some of the colors with the, the text and all that stuff. That's a pretty simple thing to customize your website, but maybe you really like this one. Now, Gene, maybe we got rid of it and then we decided, you know what? I like that old one. Yeah, I didn't mean to change it. I don't like it after all. Because if you're like me, I would go in and change it 10 times and I still wouldn't like the way it looked. So what you could do instead of image gallery is you could click on image library and you could click skyline and choose that one. And it's always in there for you too. So if you feel like you regretted your decision, which, that does happen in life, which is why some of you, I would have to DJ your wedding again. But there it is. Now, look at this. See where it says headline right here? I know it's kind of small for you guys on, watching it on a big screen. But see this section here? It says expect better. That matches to the headline right here. So if I wanted to change this, to expect better, Patrick, I could do that. Whatever you wanted it to be, or whatever tagline you want to put in there. Expect better certainly makes sense, right? But so you don't have to change any of these things. It just allows you to, if you were in a mood to. Now, one thing that I'm going to ask a real big favor of, are you ready for this? Are you listening, paying attention? Because it's really important that you do me the favor of getting rid of these Zoom controls, but then also that you don't change your name in this section or your title in this section, okay? That you keep your name and your title the way that it is. And Gene, tell us why that's important to you and the team.
The name portion is what the search bar text is. That means that's what it's going to look for when it's indexing, and we'd like to make sure we have the maximum exposure. I don't know that it's horrible that you change the title, but whatever we do, let's try to avoid. And now, if you're on a team, we should have put it on there, but you can put your team information in there if we didn't. But leave your name and the company name so that when it gets searched, that indexing information gets put in.
Easy enough. Keep it the same. Hey, if your image wasn't the way that you wanted, your headshot photo, you can change it here by choosing an image. Now, this only changes it on your website. It's not changing it like in Moxi Impress, on Moxi Engage. So if you get a new photo, where's the right place to send it to, everybody? You can send it to marketing. And right now, especially, you can email it to Moxi Help. And we can update it on all the platforms, including your website, but you could change it if you got a new one. But just remember, anytime you get a new headshot, you really ought to be sending that to marketing so we can update it on all the different sites. It'd be good to verify that your phone number and contact info is correct. License numbers in our area are not required. Those license numbers might be pulling onto yours. They're pulling from a back-end system that we use to report to Better Homes and Gardens National. It's not important for you to know that detail, but when I pull up my bio, it pulls up my license number, and it just looks a little weird because not very many people have those in this area. So you might choose to get rid of that. It's not legally required to show your license number. In some states it is, so that's why that's an option there. Now, if you go down and scroll a little bit, you'll find a section called Welcome Text. Now, you get to decide what you're going to use as welcome text for. And for me, if it's the main page on my website, like here it is, this is where it would show up. this is your welcome text in this section. So for me, that would be kind of my bio. Now, there's also a bio up here under About Me and My Bio. And so you could have the same content there, or maybe you have a briefer version on this main page and then the more in-depth one. But you have to remember that people have to click to get to your bio page. And so maybe you have the most important details on your main page because that's just what they're going to see instantly without much clicking. Are you with me? Now, a lot of you have, this bio that's on here is just fine. It talks about at the Lee Summit office, we believe in letting you control your career. I mean, I'm kind of in control too, but I let them control it. So it's fine. I'm just teasing. But I have a bio and I'm just going to search it because I know where it is. It's on my Zap website. And right now, my Zap site is still pulling up as the top search result. Over time, our Moxi site will get some of that SEO, that Google juice that'll get you to, have that bio. So don't worry about if it's not showing up quite yet. Your Zap site, by the way, is going to go away here within the coming weeks, but I have a bio here. See where it is. Now you have a bio. It's probably saved on your computer. It's probably on some other website. It's probably on your Zillow profile. I'm just going to literally copy this bio. And then I'm going to go in here and highlight all this text. Now I've made it really kind of big, so it makes it hard to look, but let me highlight everything that's here. Are you ready? I'm just going to right click it and paste it. And there's the bio that I wrote over time. And, there you go. In high school, I used to be the ads manager for the school newspaper. Does that make sense? Could you see that? And there was this guy that ran the Dish Pizza. It was based in Liberty. And their slogan was, "My passion for pizza runs deep." And so ever since high school, I've been using "my passion for real estate runs deep." And it's really a joke at myself. So there you go. Now you know. But I've updated my bio in there. And what do I have to do, Gene? I have to save it somewhere. So I have to go down here and click this publish button. So you can't just put things in and get rid of the page. You got to remember to go in and click publish. And I'll just go ahead and do it. And you'll see that pretty quickly my bio will be updated. Now, that was a pretty long bio for your main page. Maybe I would choose to, cut some of that and put it in the more detailed version. Let's just refresh the page. And I bet it'll be as quick as this. There it is. And so now on my page, I have an updated bio. Do you think that's valuable to have things that relate to, all the stuff that we're doing? Now, this would also, you notice anything that might be needed a change in my bio? Like it's almost 2023. So maybe I'd go in and say 11 years. Maybe I need to go through and proof it a little bit more. I see a couple other things that I could change. Maybe it's a good time for you to do that with your bio. Now that you have a new website, maybe you ought to update that. And maybe that's a class we'll do in the future too, is updating your bio on different websites and stuff. That'd probably be something good. Listen, we got so many class topics we could do, Gene. We could be here 50 hours a week teaching. And hope you guys would attend because of my playlist, right? I'm going to go back to the top now that it published. That's where it brought me. But this was the page that I was on. Now, I want to show you just a couple other things that's below that bio section. So I know we're kind of jumping around, but stick with me because it's going to make sense. We scroll back down. When I hit publish, it brought me back up to the top of the page. That's why we went back up there. It's the same page we were on, but now I'm a little bit lower underneath bio. Now, because I am an office manager, it allows me to show my office's listings. And maybe you want to customize what shows up on your page. And let me just show you what that would look like. When I scroll down below my bio, it shows the office listings. And so you get to customize a little bit of what shows up on your profile. And so you could click this and choose which ones you want. Maybe you have your active or sold listings. You get to choose what you want, or featured properties like what shows up on our main company webpage. Maybe that's what you want too. Now, as you become more, in-depth and brave, I guess you could say, you could click that create a property list. I know some of you are going to do it today. Some of you are going to click on that and you're not going to know what you're doing. So it might be good to just stick with the basics today, take that the right way. But if you do click on create a property list, you can detail that a little bit more where, maybe you have certain lists that show up on your homepage that relate to the community neighborhood that you're serving or something like that.
They do have the ability just to do the office listings.
Yeah, they can do office listings too. Good point. Yeah.
Or company listings.
So maybe you're a newer agent and you don't have a lot of, listings yourself. You could certainly choose your office or your company. Mine defaulted to, what I was trying to say is mine defaulted to office because I'm a broker, but yours, you can go in and change the list a little bit. Anything that you see there is also what you'll see on your end. All my lists will be the same. So you can choose whatever you want. You could change some of the names of things if you want to. That's a little more detailed today. You could put a video in there. That's a little more detailed than what we're doing today. But I just wanted to show you how simple it was. Remember how hard it was on the old website, anybody? This is so much easier. Literally, I went into my website, I clicked on homepage, and I customized pretty much everything in there. Really easy.
Can you show me where you found that bio?
Yeah, the bio section. So I just had my bio. It's just right here. This is where that would up. You could just paste that in. I have my bio, and I happen to know where it was. It was on my Zap website. So I went there and copied it.
Yes.
Yeah. Welcome tech. Yeah, you're right. That's what it says. Now, let me show you where you can actually update the bio that's pulling up here. Let me scroll up to the top where it says about me and my bio, because you really want to update that too to make sure it matches. Now, Gene and his team already went in and updated it for me. They took a bio that I had somewhere and put it in. So yours might be the same. It'd be, again, a good time to go through and make sure that's updated. But they've done that for you. But let me just show you where you would find that. It doesn't pull in. The bio that we did on this main page is called your welcome text. We heard that. And it could be, it doesn't have to be a bio. It could be whatever you want it to be. But in my case, I copy and pasted my bio there. So made it easy. But let me show you where you find the My Bio page. Right under homepage is this tab that says Site Pages. See that there? When I click on Site Pages, I'll go in, and the one that we're looking for, what's it called, Gene? It's going to be easy to find.
My bio.
My bio, right? That makes sense. Anybody, right? But see the long list of them. Now, here's the cool thing about Moxi. You can customize any of these pages if you get good enough to do that. But as an agent right here, right now, I would encourage you to just stick with the things that we're talking about today, and then continue to watch some tutorials. It'd be easy to do. But let me show you my bio. You can click the little edit button. I know it's real small if you're watching, but click edit. It'll pull up, and you have to look at this and you're like, okay, what do I do now? Well, you click the blue button that says Launch Builder. And when you launch the builder, you're going to get a pop-up tutorial that kind of walks you through how to do it if you're interested in that. And it didn't pop up for me because I already opened it, but we thought that it might, but it didn't, but that's okay. And literally, see how it pops up this editable text box. That's the same place I would go in. So maybe I wanted to go ahead and just say, you know what, in January, I'm going to be dropped because I'm going to be 30. And so, I'm not going to be able to do anything at that point. So I might as well go in and change it now. But if I go in here and say celebrating 11 years, somehow it pulled an older bio. I must have had an older one somewhere that was 9 years because my other one was updated. So where did those pull from?
We pulled them from the current REW.
From REW that I hadn't updated, apparently. Good thing I'm on staff, right? So 11 years in 2023. So now I can click save, and you'll see once you go up here and then click done, that button up here in the top right, and then you click publish. That's an important step, right? You can't miss that. Once I say publish, I can go back to my bio, refresh this page, and you'll notice now that it'll say celebrating 11 years in 2023. So see how quick and simple it is just to update things, make it your own. There's probably a couple things I would go in and change just as life goes on. We got to update our bios, so that'll be easy to do, but I showed you how to do it. I want to go back to the my bio page, and now you're like, okay, how do I get out of this screen? Well, look, you can go back to admin home, right, Gene?
Yep.
And that'll bring you back to your main editing page where we started out at. See how simple it was to navigate? Now, I kind of glazed over these. I showed them to you at the beginning if you were watching. I didn't mention them. But there are some common tasks in here that you might just like. You might like looking through these on your own time. We don't have time to go through all of it today. We'll continue to have some really good website editing classes. But if you want to explore on your own, look at these things and just, let's say we want to know how to add your client testimonials. You can click go there. Now, the cool thing is Gene and the crew have linked your Real Satisfied testimonials to your website already. They should be showing up in there. Now, remember with Real Satisfied, you have to go in and approve them before they show up anywhere. Log into Real Satisfied. That's one of the links on your KCH, single sign on, log into Real Satisfied, should log you right in without a password. And then you can approve or decline the testimonials based on how they are written, right? But if you want to just go through and read some of these lists and see the different options and helpful links in there, that's probably a good idea too. I want to just show you a couple more things. If you'll stick with me 5 more minutes, that'd be great. I'm going to go up here into appearance, and I'm just going to click on appearance. Now, if you do a lot of distinctive collection properties, maybe you want your whole color scheme of your website to be distinctive collection. You just want it to look like that. For me, I'm going to keep it as the company default of green. That probably looks good. And then there's two options of how your homepage is going to be laid out. Now I'm going to zoom in real fast here just so you see the options, okay? There's one that's called search focused. That would be the search bar shows up at the top of the page before your little bio or your welcome text, whatever you put in there. Or you can choose agent focused. Now we're all agent focused, right? Some of us more than others. But if you are agent focused and you want your bio to show up before the search bar, you can make it that way too. So it's just up to you. Let me just go ahead and do it and I'll show you. I'm going to zoom out and click publish here and show you what mine would look like if I changed it. Here's what the, I guess I don't have it up. Here's what Jane's search focused one looks like. See, that's what it would look like there. And then I'll show you mine where it's going to be agent focused. And it just changes it where it has my bio up before the home search. Now, what you notice is when I get to 100, that's the normal size that your computer is viewing. See how this has a scroll bar? That would mean that my little wording there is too big for that box. Yeah, that would be, so nobody's going to read that crap, you know? So make it a little more concise and, you know, make it look good, but that's a good way to start. If we change this photo, that changes the way our text looks, right? So in this case, the white text on this particular background image may not be the best choice, but that's completely customizable to you. You get to choose how to do that. And if you need help with this, your brokers and office admins and Moxi champions and marketing team and Jean's team all have the ability to help you. We gave you a list of about 15 people right there that would be really good at helping you with customizing this as time goes on. I want to show you a cool way to engage with your clients. So we've talked a lot about neighborhood news over the last many weeks, right? That's that monthly email that goes out, gives them stats on their website, on their neighborhood. For you as an agent, you can engage people to sign up for neighborhood news from your website. And it's right here up at the top right where it says neighborhood news. This is on my live public viewing website. Neighborhood news pops up. Somebody can sign up for this where they get the emails automatically. You know, if it loads, they'll be able to put in their zip code and their name and email and all that stuff. There it is. So for me, it auto filled in just because I'm logged into this computer, but they would put their name and email and zip code in, and that's all they would do to sign up for that. Do you think that's a great way to engage with people? Now, at the same time, see this link up here that's patrickmcdowell.kansascityhomes.com/neighborhood-news. Do you think that would be a good link to share onto social media if I copy and pasted that in there now that your website is live? And when somebody gets to this page, do you think they might start clicking around and looking at your bio and start searching for properties and just engaging with you in new ways? Maybe that's a great way to get some exposure on your website, is just to share out that neighborhood news, because all they've got to do is, and you could even say in the post, you know, give me your name, email, and zip code, and you'll get a monthly report. You know, you could make it a real easy thing for them to sign up for. Maybe as you start sending out postcards, or, you know, you do some farming, you could turn that URL into a QR code that then directs people to this and captures their information that way. That might be a helpful way to do it. There's a lot of places to send people. This is just one of those options. What else did we want to cover today, Jean? I will make sure I didn't forget anything. Okay, thank you. I wanted to just make sure that we knew how to update our bio. Let me just go over it in the matter of 2 minutes here, exactly what we've done today, just so you can refresh your memory, because it was a lot at one time. To start off, we went to KCH Agent, then we clicked on Moxi. When we got to Moxi, that's our main dashboard, and we clicked on the one up here called, thank you, Sheila, you got it. And then when you get there, it brings you this website admin tool. This looks familiar because that's where you logged in and gave admin access to your website. To update your homepage, you really just clicked on homepage. We updated, you know, photos. We changed the cover photo if we wanted to, change the wording a little bit if we wanted to call this something else. You go down and you change the bio. It also allows you to change what listings show up on your website. Easy stuff. It's easy to do. What's the important thing to remember on this page? Publish. You got it, Susan. So you go down and you click the blue publish button, and that'd be good. You're right, Sheila. Don't change your you know, name on here. That would probably be not good, because it helps, you know, pull you up on the right place. But really important thing is just to remember to click publish. It's like clicking the save button. We also went into site pages, and when we did, we scrolled down a good little ways, maybe, you know, halfway down the page here, where we clicked on my bio, we clicked edit, we clicked the launch button, it was blue. When we got there, we could copy and paste the same bio, whatever you wanted to do. A little behind the scenes on search engine optimization is that Google doesn't really like repeat information. on a lot of different websites out there. So it'd be helpful for you to have a little bit different bio than what's on your Zillow, or a little bit different bio than what's on realtor.com. Because remember, we want people to find our website, right? We want this website to be the one that people are finding you on versus some site that we don't control that recommends other agents when they go do a home search, yeah? So it'd be good to have this bio be the one that's beefed up a little bit, maybe a little more updated, have a little more additional info about you versus any of the others out there. It'd be helpful for you to do that to increase your ranking on Google. When we searched Google, we saw that we're not quite ranking this new website. We just launched it yesterday, Gene. You know, give us a break, people. But we'll get there. It'll rank up on Google here really soon, and we'll start seeing it where hopefully it becomes the #1 result. And trust me, Moxi is the website king. They are the ones that know how to do that, know how to increase your SEO. But at the end of the day, guess who really controls who ranks on Google? Google. Yeah.
Oh.
Google control. Yeah. Gene thinks he does too. So that'd be good. He's good at it. I want to take a little bit of time to answer some of your questions. I see some stuff in chat, and you guys are still just saying good things about me. So I sure do appreciate that. But any questions that I can help you? A good question. You guys in State Line asked, hey, can you do 2 different types of searches? And Scott answered you, not on the home page, but you can have additional pages. And we kind of saw that in this screen. And again, you know, you can play around with it. There's not a whole lot that you can mess up in here, but at the same end, you could really mess up your own website where it doesn't look like what you want it to look like. And then we kind of got to help you put your pieces back together. And right now we're creating 350 individual agent websites. So we're a little crunched for time to be able to spend a whole lot of time with you individually. So it'd be good to start with these basics and then work our way up. Are you with me? I mean that in the best way that I could possibly say, with lots of love. Could you add a font color in your bio to emphasize a headline? Let's check it out, Michelle.
On that builder
Let's go into right here where it says, I gotta get rid of this. Let's go up here into my bio where it says edit. And I click that little launch builder button like we did earlier. And I'm just gonna go and edit. It's got a little bit of text editing ability, not a whole ton, but let's see what we can do here. When I click on this, let's just, you know, bold my favorite line. My passion for pizza runs deep. He was the coolest guy, honestly. I don't mean to make fun of him. I'm not making fun of him. He's a nice guy. All right, so see, we can bold just a little bit. You know, we could make it whatever we want to. So there you go. You'd X out of that, or you. Oh, can you color? Okay, well, gosh, you know, I thought I did something there. Let me click on this. I don't see color as an option.
Style and then text editor.
Let me make this a little bit bigger. Where are we looking at?
Right underneath text editor.
Oh, up here.
Go to the style tab. And colors.
Ooh.
And do 339933. That's the BHG color.
There you go. You can find that color, by the way, at the greenhouse. It gives you all that.
Three tabs open like
Now, that just made the whole thing green, and I did have this particular section, you know, highlighted. So I don't know if you can change particular words or not, Michelle, but
The style applies to the
Everything.
text box.
I think that's kind of ugly, so I'm not going to do that. How about that? But you could do whatever you want to and just play around with it a little bit. Why don't you? When I'm here on the general tab, that's probably how you'd be able to highlight certain text and make it bold or, you know, different size. You could add quotations, some bullets, hyperlinks, whatever you want to. I am going to undo this because somebody will see it and they'll think it's really weird or something. But I'm going to do that. And then you would just go up here, click done. I need to go in and update mine a little bit too. One thing that I kind of glazed over, let me do it again. I'm not on the editing page anymore. Maybe you saw the option that said save draft. Did you see that next to the publish button? It'd be helpful for you to know you don't have to do this all in one sitting. You know, if you want to work on this and come back to it, or you get distracted, does that ever happen? And so you can go in and click save draft and come back to it. And then just don't forget to publish your work though later on. See,
Hey, Patrick, if you click on builder up there at the top, it'll put you back into that builder for that particular page.
thanks, Scott.
For a little more advanced section for that question is if you click on the plus next to done,
All right, up in the top right.
that gives you all the different types of stuff you can do to it. So then if you have like an actual heading or header that you want to put on there where it says heading, you can drag that right above the text box, and then you can actually change the color and the size of that that sentence for more of like a heading type for that section.
Make it like a header or something. That's a good
Correct.
idea. Yeah, thanks, Scott. Great ideas. And some of you were like, you know what, I'm going to try to play around with that. But if that's what you're thinking, I would just stick with what we showed you today, just to update your bio, update some of the look of it, but just keep going. But if I wanted to, I could add a button to my YouTube playlist and, you know, have that in there too. Love will lead you back. That's one of the best songs ever written. Taylor Dane, saying goodbye. It's never an easy thing to do. You never said you'd stay forever. So anybody else have any questions that we haven't covered yet?
So if you're changing on the builder site that we're talking about, and you just worked on that, the current site stays the same until you publish the builder site. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yep. Yes. You'd have to hit publish before anything officially changes. Look on the bio. Now we're editing just this particular page here. So when you go in, you can go up and do a drop down. It looks like up here of the different pages, but that doesn't affect anything on your home page. That was where we went in and did your welcome text or whatever it was called. That's a separate editing section. So it's important to remember to do both of those.
And you can add video.
You could add video. I mean, all sorts of stuff. It's really just like if you've ever customized like a WordPress website or something like that. It's a really easy to use version of that. As you start playing around with it, you're going to be like, you know what, this is a lot like what I do in Canva or any other site that you might be using. It'd be really easy for you to get the hang of these things. Looks like a few agents might be having trouble getting into the back end when they log into the website. Maybe it gives them an error code or something like that. If that's you, maybe you saw Scott's chat. That would be a good case to email moxiehelp@kansascityhomes.com. I'm going to say something and I mean it with love, but if you don't email us, we don't know about your problem. So it's really, it sounds common sense, but we hear of all of us sometimes that just sit around and feel like we can't keep going because something's not working right. And we want to be able to help you. We're not too busy to help you. We've got time for you. And so if you're having a problem, the only place to go for Moxi problems that your Moxi champion and broker can't help with is the one and single email address, moxiehelp@kansascityhomes.com. And so let us know because we want to be able to help, okay? What other questions can I help with? I cut somebody off.
I was just gonna ask a question. Is there an undo when you hit publish? There's not an undo, right? I just want people to know that there's not.
When you publish, it publishes.
Yeah, there's not an undo.
Should you stay with the other one, maybe?
I don't know that you can.
You know what maybe you would do is like as you're editing something, like you probably have this written somewhere else, by the way, right? You have this saved somewhere, but maybe as you're making drafts or changes, maybe you copy and paste that into a Google Doc so you just have the different versions of it. So it's not too late later on where you'll be like, oh my God, I spent an hour writing that wording and now I published the wrong thing and it's gone. It'd be better for you to save it because your website's a big deal, right? I mean, people look at you, they read it, they want to know about you before they ever reach out to you. And the bad side of websites is you might have lost business that you didn't know about because your website is not updated, doesn't have good information on it. They're not going to tell you they didn't call you, right? So you wouldn't know if somebody chose not to call you because what they found. So that's why it's so important to have an updated website and everything. But good point, Christian. Really important to know that once it's out there, you're published. It's like, what's the line, it depends on what you put on the internet, but what's on the internet, Gene? It's there,
It's there.
and some of us, we could Google each other's names and find some scary things.
That you may not want.
Any other questions that I can help anybody with or Gene and Scott can help with? Really great class. You guys were engaged and you guys are, I hope we're excited about this website, but anything else? Anybody want to come off mute? Blue Valley, what's up?
So if you're on a team, are you going to show up on the team page or will you have your own personal page?
I can address, do you want me to talk real quick about team pages? So this is Christian. I know I'm off camera, but on team pages, what we did to launch for your team pages is every team member has an identical website. So if you go to, like, I'll just pick on Rick and Susan because they're in here. If you go to Susan's website right now, it looks identical to Rick's website and it looks like a team website. You can, as a team member, you can mess with your individual website and it's not going to affect your team member's website. So you can go in and do these edits without affecting theirs. You probably need to, and we're happy, Jean, Scott team, we're happy to help the teams figure out how you want your website set up. Everybody likes to do them a little bit different. There's no standard to how the teams like their website set up. So it was easy. What was easy is to do identical websites for every team member. And then you all can decide how you want those set up, whether you want individual with links to one person that looks like the team. There's lots of different ways to do it. But right now, that's how it's set up. Does that answer your question, Josh?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know, when you look at Susan's, it zooms in on her picture. Right there, like that, you know?
That's her profile. That's because that's the difference between what Susan has is her profile picture, and what Rick has is his.
I don't know if you've been watching, but we use Rick as an example quite a bit, you know, like we play around with his site more than we do most people. So maybe at some point something changed in there. And you notice that Rick has put his Facebook page on there. How about that? And if you had one, you can do that too. And gosh, Jean, remind me where we saw that at. Was it? It's not on the website builder. Yeah, it was just, we glazed over it, I guess. Let me get rid of this box. And how do I get rid of
It's
that?
under the,
I'm missing it. Huh? There it is. Cancel. Uh-oh, my mouse froze. I want to just show you and get out of this website builder and click done up here to do that. And discard my changes and say, okay. I mean, how many times do I have to say okay? And then I go back to my admin home and it goes back to what I wanted. And then it's on homepage. And we just kind of skimmed over it. But it allows you to link your social pages to right down here, way at the bottom. Oh, I skipped over it. Maybe it wasn't there. No, we saw it somewhere else. You know what? We saw it under links. Is it under?
it might be under about me.
I'm gonna find it. Trust me, I'm gonna find it. There it is. That's the only thing you can really change on About Me, but you could put those social links in there. And so I'm sorry, we kind of skipped over that, but that'd be a good thing. That was from the homepage. We clicked on About Me, and then you can add that. So if you have a business Facebook page or something like that, you can do that pretty easy. One thing that's also a little bit higher up here is a blog post.
Hey,
That'd be
Patrick,
yeah, let me come to you in just a second, but
well, those social media settings, they're actually being pulled from Dash.
okay,
So they will need to email Moxie help, and we can get them in Dash, and then they'll be pushed over that
so
following.
they're not editable.
That is correct.
Yeah, so if you started typing in there, you'd be like, what the heck, Patrick, you told me I could do that. And maybe that's why I didn't teach on it. It was meant to be, and now I called myself out. So how about it, Scott? There is a blog section where you can go in and make blog posts, and that'd be a great way to increase your search engine optimization over time. You don't need to do that today, but maybe you make it a part of your business plan next year that you're going to write a blog post once a month or every quarter or something like that about the community you're serving or the businesses in the area, something like that that you can share on social that increase your online power. But thanks, Scott, for mentioning that. If you have any social links that are not showing up, you can email Moxie Help and we can update them on the backend system. When you hear us say that phrase dash, it's not like the low salt, diet, but dash would be where you update on the back end that you guys don't have access to as agents. You don't really need to worry about that, but it's easy for us to go in and update that on your back end. And by back end, I mean on the internet, okay? Anything else I can cover for you guys? There's a few more chats in here. Bonnie B, there you go. Got the Bonnie's link in there. I wish I had that kind of URL. Bonnie B, I like that. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing. Listen, I'm so proud of you guys for coming to these classes every Thursday because you are bettering yourself. The time that you're investing in these classes is gonna come back probably tenfold by the amount of time, what you're gonna make financially off of the investment that you're making in your time. So stick with it. And we'll continue to have these classes. Next week is going to be a really good month in review. You're going to be able to go over everything we talked about this month. And then we're going to have, I got to do the hand movement because Michelle's taking a picture, but also we're going to have a Q&A session. And so as you're playing around with these things, if you have questions that pop up, bring them to next Thursday. We're going to be up in Northland, which is not as far as you think it is. Trust me, I drive it every day. And if you just come to that, or you can tune in on Zoom like you did today, that'd be good too. But hey, listen, glad that you're here. Hope you have a good rest of your day. I'm turning 30 on Tuesday, so next time you'll see me, I'll be another decade older. And I just hate that. I have a really good graphic next week for the Moxi training. I'm riding a motorcycle, so I can't wait for you to see it. But, I'll see you later. Thanks for coming.